through the area tonight.
We did, and Chief Meteorologist Nicholas Ferreri joins us with a first look at our forecast. Nicholas.
That's right. Good news is the weather. It is out. The severe weather, it's out of here. Things have really calmed down. Take a look at our live Doppler 15 Fury storm tracker. No rain spotted across northeast Indiana or northwest Ohio right now. No watches or warnings either after an evening where we saw a number of severe thunderstorm warnings dot the map, and gusty winds produce downed trees in portions of the area, and also a number of hailstones that fell across our area. You can see on our satellite radar image the system moving off to the east, taking the clouds with it, and off to the west. Nothing but a break in that cloud cover, and that spells good news for us during the day. Tomorrow, sunshine will be on the way as we get our Mother's Day weekend started. 60 degrees the temperature right now. The wind still strong from the south at 21 miles per hour, gusting to 26, but they've decreased at times earlier. The wind gusts were up to 50 to 60 miles per hour. Our low by morning down to 55. A pleasant day ahead tomorrow. We're tracking more rain, though, for Mother's Day, and we'll talk about that in just a few minutes.
Nicholas, thank you. Leaders in Huntington want to expand their city's borders.
But not everyone is on board with this annexation plan. Tonight, we talked to the mayor as well as some concerned citizens about the project.
People are unhappy
with the possible annexation of Huntington Township.
The population density is diminishing, so I don't feel it's a good time to annex. And since everybody else in the state is annexing, where does the money come from?
The city wants to annex parts of Huntington County in an 8-year, 5-phase plan, which would extend city borders. And leaders say create a better future for the community.
How the development around the gateways of the city, develop.
With the annexation, people will get city water and sewer, along with police and fire protection. Utilities, the city says it's already been providing to parts of the possible annexed area for years. But community members say it will be too expensive for people living in the area, which is mostly farmland.
The difficulty with farmland is everybody's stretched out, so it's going to cost the city more to put that infrastructure out, and they'll have less people paying them back.
The mayor and community members also admit people who have their property annexed will see slightly higher property taxes.
Impact all the way around. I don't want to say it's not there, but it's not as dramatic as what I believe some are being led to believe.
People against the plan say the city has plenty of empty buildings and other more populated areas it can bring in.
Vacant commercial property and development of new land makes very little sense when the old land needs to be brought up to par first.
People against the annexation will be holding a meeting on Tuesday at 6:30 at Cafe of Hope Life Church, and the public hearing for the plan will be on June 3rd. For more information on these meetings, visit our website at wayne.com.
Some proposals in the works would wipe out or seriously change the collective bargaining rights of 1,300 unionized workers for the city of Fort Wayne. One would do away with collective bargaining for all non-public safety union employees. A Plan B ordinance, if you will, would consolidate the 6 unions that represent those workers into 2 bargaining units. And a third ordinance would repeal collective bargaining for police and firefighters, too. Republican Councilman John Crawford and Russ Yale say collective bargaining is too expensive.
If I'm paying above market wages and benefits, I see no reason why I want to do that as management, as someone who's trying to get the lowest tax rates and the best services for the citizens.
I can pull up numbers that say that we actually are underpaid for what we do. I can find numbers that say that we're overpaid. If you were to compare the top 20 largest cities in the state of Indiana, we're number 2. I can tell you that we're not number 2 on the pay scale and wages, and that we're not looking for that.
Mayor Tom Henry opposes these changes. You can read his full statement and look at the proposed ordinances on Wayne.com.
A Fort Wayne man is in critical condition after his riding lawnmower fell into a retention pond. Just after noon, 26-year-old Robert Hauser Jr. was on a riding mower near the Westchester Lake subdivision off Scott Road. While he was riding, the mower slipped down the hill. Hauser fell into the pond and was pinned underwater. Several of his coworkers ran over and were able to free him and begin CPR. It's not known how long he was under the water. 2
highway workers are dead after an accident on I-69 north of Indy this morning. The crash happened around 6 o'clock. Police say the workers were removing traffic restrictions that had been in place because of overnight paving, and that was when a pickup crashed into them. It is not clear why it crashed.
This morning's accident has NDOT officials speaking out. They say you need to be aware when you're driving through any construction area. Barrels, signs, and cones are painted orange for a reason, to get your attention. Officials say you should always slow down, don't look at your phone, or try changing the radio station, and always keep your eyes on the road.
There are mothers and fathers and grandmothers, aunts, uncles, brothers and sisters. There are people that are just like you and I, and that have families. We all want to go home at the end of the day.
NDOT officials say you should always give yourself an extra 25 to 30 minutes when on the road during construction season, which, by the way, has already started and wraps up around Thanksgiving.
The Allen County coroner has released the identities of the two people found dead inside a home near Carroll High School yesterday morning. David Worley and Lynette Pass were 39 and 49, respectively. The coroner says Worley died from gunshot wounds, and his death is a homicide. As for Pass, investigators say she also died from gunshot wounds, but so far they are not saying what her manner of death was. Graduations are special moments for every family.
But it was double the excitement for one family at Ivy Tech's graduation ceremony this evening. That's where a father and his daughter each picked up their associate's degrees. News Channel 15's Randy Spieth joins us with their story.
Education's always been important to the Bibbo family, but Robert and his daughter Nina aren't your typical college students. Both had to overcome big hurdles, but with help from each other, both are now college grads. Little compares to the bonded daughter shares with her father. It was in the classroom where Nina Bibbo and her father Robert would see their bond grow.
She was going to college, and I decided to go back to college to see if we could graduate together.
We were in a little bit of a competition with grades.
Neither had a smooth road to graduation. Nina dropped out of high school her sophomore year.
I just knew going to school full-time, 5 days a week was going to be really hard with a new baby. I didn't want to be your typical teen mom.
She not only would pick up her GED, but also a 4.0 grade point average at Ivy Tech. As for Robert, he served in the Army National Guard until an injury caused him to return to school.
Basically had to get an education and find a desk job versus the physical labor jobs that I've had throughout my life.
Just like his daughter, the work in the classroom paid off. Robert won a school contest to start his own business. The prize, $20,000. Tonight, with family looking on in tears, both are happy to see the reward for their work over the last couple of years pay off.
I am proud to know that one day my daughter will maybe watch this or see some of the stories about my dad and I, and I'll be completely honest with her about what I went through.
How many people in their lifetime get to say they get to graduate from college with a sibling, let alone a daughter or a son? So yeah, I'm very proud of her, and she's very proud of me.
Neither grad plans to be done with school. Both want to start pursuing their bachelor's degrees this fall, and Nina is close to getting a job inside her field. Randy Spieth, News Channel 15.
More names are now on the Law Enforcement and Firefighters Memorial in Fort Wayne. Organizers added 11 names in stone during the yearly Police Officer Memorial Ceremony this morning. Family members of the officers, along with local and state officials, were at the service. One officer's name that was added to the list, Sergeant Kenneth Hayden. Doctors found cancer near an old gunshot wound he had. He ended up dying from that cancer years later. His wife and family spent years trying to get his name on the memorial, and now his wife says everyone will remember his heroism.
He's always been a hero to those of us who know and love. Now he's a hero to the community as well. So many people knew him. He loved everybody. He was a great policeman and loved his job more than anything else.
The city's public safety director, Rusty York, gave a speech in remembrance of Sergeant Hayden.